Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Chelsea JE. Sorry. Welcome to Everything Chelsea Central. Is the JA2 better? I've been so used to the JA2, it's hard to get used to it. Welcome everyone to Everything Chelsea Central. Right, we're doing a new beginning, a new era. I love the era that we had with Everything Chelsea JA. That's the first channel I made with my bro. But I feel like we need to move towards the future. You understand me? So it's Everything Chelsea Central. Everyone, how is your day going, Chelsea fans? How is your day? Did you get the news that you love? You'll be probably seeing this the day after the announcement that. Let's get to the news. Let's get into the news before I say anything. Breaking. This is coming from David Ornstein. Chelsea part company with head coach Liam Rosenior. CFC warned to give 41-year-old much more longer, but results dictated otherwise. FA Cup plus CL push key factors. Callum McFlurry to take interim charge before the permanent appointment in the summer. How are you feeling, Chelsea fans? How are you feeling about that news? The last video I said that I hope that the board and the owners don't really dilly-dally around this thing. You understand me? You in your heart know, and I know they know in their heart that this was not gonna work. And I'm glad the trigger was pulled to actually get this done. Like, get him out. It's not good enough. But the culprit people, Bali, the owner, you understand me? We have to deal with you a different type of way. You understand? Because people maybe want you out of the club, but it's not a guaranteed. And I know people have this optimism about how the owners might sell because of the financial reports, stuff like this. Once again, people, I remind you, these are business owners. It might be a possibility, yes, but remember, these are business owners. They know what they're doing. They expect losses, maybe not to that magnitude, but they won't abandon a project like that. You know how hard it is to get a football club. You know how profitable a football club is, people. A football club. Football generates the most money when it comes down to sport. Especially in a World Cup final or a Champions League final, you know how much money gets winned by the winner club? Like shit ton, you understand me? So it's not easy for our owner to actually sell a club like that, because they're looking forward and they can say, oh, maybe they turned around. That's the thing they have in their head. So for now, you can't do what you do. Free will, people. Free will is a thing. You can do what you're doing, but I think that it's not really going to come to nothing. I think they're going to be here. What you can do now is put pressure on them. And that's going to put pressure on them to turn this around, to change the model, so just a little bit, because the model doesn't really need to change all that much. Get experienced players in. It cannot be just young players. You understand me? Switch it up a bit. We get promises, it's going to happen, but more action, less words. That's my say. But right decisions to get him out of here. Liam Rosenior, you're a victim. You can't lie. I can't even celebrate you, bro. I feel so sorry for you. You are not ready for this team. You are doing so well at Strasbourg. You had your team who believed in you. You have your young players who respected you. Here at Chelsea, they did not respect you. And the report coming out that they did not respect it. They did not. They called him the PE teacher, just like Potter, stuff like that. They did not respect him. And let I tell you this. In football, respects matter so much. Respect, your players have to respect it in order to succeed in a football team. As a coach, I'm not a coach, but you can mix it with real life and football. If a person doesn't respect you or doesn't respect the word that is coming out of their mouth, how can you expect them to follow you? You're the leader, you're the teacher of the team. So if they don't respect the teacher, it's going to fail. The whole class is going to fail. Correct? And the whole class failed. And we failed in a big fat F. We failed. They didn't respect you. They didn't understand what you're doing. And they were calling you names behind your back. There's some report that is disgusting coming out, by the way. We will get into that. But there is some reports coming about this whole thing. It looks like a whole circus. Chelsea, whoever is leaking this, because it's coming from the club, have some decorum. Have some class with you. Don't degrade the guy name in the middle like that. Have some class, please. You messed up the guy career. You understand me? You can't wrong him to actually think he can actually do something here at Chelsea, regardless of what you think. He has the belief in himself to actually think that he can do something. You can't really blame him. You can't really blame him. The directors who recruited him with the piss poor recruitment, they're the ones should be blamed. And I don't think Liam Rosina is the only one that should be getting the whip. Let's continue with the news, people. Let's continue with the news. Right, so it's basically pies concerning Liam Rosina has been sacked by Chelsea FC. And we also have some news that John Terry was interested in the job to take over Chelsea. No. John Terry, class centre back. I haven't watched like a shit ton of him. I'll be honest, I won't come here and lie to you. But what I have watched, I want the piece I got. And the highlights that I come back and I watch, because you can't find a player's whole career on the internet. Let nobody kid you. That guy was class. John Terry is class. Top defender. But if you're interested in a coaching job, good for you to carry on in your profession in football. It shows that you love football. And it shows that you love Chelsea, that you think that you could actually make it a turnaround. But we've seen that with Lampard. You understand? We don't want another situation, because I was very close to having this thing against Lampard because I was pissed off. That era with Lampard coaching the team was the worst, was one of the worst with Potter. It was one of the worst. I hated it. I hated every single moment of it. And I don't want that for John Terry. So, right decision by the side directors to actually say, no, we don't want you here. You can continue your coaching career, something else. If you see you're doing good, of course you could join. If you're a top manager, why not? If you're top. But at this moment, it's too risky. It's too risky for you, and it's too risky for us. Support the club like the fans do. Outside, cheering on. You're more in the club than the fans we are. So you give your word, you give your opinions to the defenders, because God knows they need it, people. Those defenders really need a John Terry in their ears. I promise you that. But anyways, also, Fabrizio Romano basically confirming Callum McFarlane, am I saying that right, is a new interim manager of Chelsea. Here we go. You guys remember him? He managed Man City, Chelsea versus Man City, with a 1-1 draw. It's just vibe. I think the players have some form of respect for him, because he came in and he did a alright job. He got a draw and a win, I think. So he did a alright job. But I don't think he's going to be enough to actually carry us to the Champions League position. But go on, lad. Do your best. Do your best. Do your best. Do your best. Okay, we're getting more reports from Matt Law that say not updated after the confirmation of Rossini's sacking. Chelsea were ready to change strategy over the next permanent head coach, but it won't be easy, and one manager has already been linked. Julian Nagelsmann is thought not to be interested in the job. You guys remember that whole saga with Julian Nagelsmann about getting Chelsea in, to get him into Chelsea? It was a whole thing, like a big thing. People wanted him like bad. I was kind of interested in him too. Was more Luis Enrique for me. Was it Luis Enrique at the time? Who was I was interested? It was not. I think Nagelsmann was my choice, to be honest, based on the options that was presented to me with Poch and stuff like that. But we did not end up getting him. We got Poch instead, I'm sure. And we see how that turns out. Julian Nagelsmann, not really the young coach. He's coaching the German national team. Nothing special. That's what I can say. It's not nothing special like that. So I'm not upset. You don't want a job? Oop-de-doo. Right, move on. Let's move on. This is coming from Fabrizio Romano. Also, Chelsea is still appealing to several important managers who may that be. Plus, conversation will start immediately in order to find the next managers. The next manager will lead a slightly different project, which I want, and adding more experienced players in the summer. Good experienced players, please. Not shit experienced players. Like good. Like actually know what they're doing. Please. Just not because you see an old lad, oh, he's old, get him in. No. Good players who's actually experienced. That is the goal. You understand? If you're not going to do that, leave it alone and don't lie to us. Moving on. Okay. This is more on Liam Rossini. This is coming from Bain Draco. They're basically trying to cover their grounds to try to look more good out of this whole situation, because it's an embarrassment, to be honest. It really is. 5 consecutive defeats is not a good look for Chelsea. That's a Man United type of thing, that not Chelsea. But they're saying that more on Liam Rossini's sacking, Chelsea felt it was the only course of action trying to qualify for Europe and win the FA Cup. Sources say that several senior players had lost faith in the Chelsea head coach. A thorough process to find a replacement is expected, with Chelsea aware several qualified coaches are available this summer. The focus is now on stability, and giving the players the best possible environment to finish the season strongly. Players and staff were informed before the announcement was made. Decision was taken by the club leadership team. Some of you guys in the leadership team, we are looking at you. You're next. Sources saying there is an acknowledgement from wrong decisions have been made, not just in appointing Rossini, but across the season, with learning now be taken ahead of hiring a new coach and with actually bringing more players in. I really don't give a crap about your sub story. You should be gone. Like this report here coming from DM. Ibali has asked his leadership team, headed by Stuart and Stanley, to draw up a short-term contingency plan. You will really look at them to give you a plan? Really? The culprits give you a plan? They're the reason why the season is this way. At least one of them have to go, and the replacement have to be the head of the other one who stay. At least one. I need at least one of them to go. 2 of them cannot stay after this season. Come on, they have to have their own evaluation. They're not untouchable. They're coming from Brighton. They're not untouchable. They're not. And yeah, this is basically the club statement from Chelsea. You see it on the screen. And there was a report actually coming out saying that Chelsea will have to pay a big clause fee. I was saying, damn, it's just a loss all around. I mean, then again, the money part of it is not really my concern. It's just the pitch. I don't really care about the pitch, to be honest. But Sky report is claiming that Chelsea will have to pay a large compensation fee are not accurate. It is understood to have a break clause was included in Rossini's contract. So just to save money. I know they'll be happy about that. And let's get into the shortlist that is being placed for the manager. We'll be seeing the people that I want. I will give you my opinion on the transfer of the managers of the shortlist, but from what I can see, not so good at the moment. Like for Fabrice Hawkins, that Eden Terzic from Brighton. Sorry, not Brighton. I'm traumatized. From Dortmund. What I can see from Dortmund football is not all that beautiful. It's not good. Like, this is the problem. Why is he on this? Move on. Ah, yes. And Sun News is that our star boy, Mr. Estevao, has picked up an injury more serious than we initially thought. But the reports are basically iffy about this. It's one side saying a different thing, another side he's gonna miss the World Cup. One side it's gonna be for 30 days and it's gonna be alright for the World Cup. But we don't know what's really going on with Estevao. We need clarity. We really do need clarity. But here is a report from Brazil that Estevao is trying to convince Chelsea to release him to receive treatment in Brazil under the CBF, that's Brazil Federation, supervision for the dream of the World Cup. Chelsea initially wanted to operate on a thigh muscle, which would bury the chance of him playing the World Cup. Why Dodgers wrote it like that? Dodgers fix up. But yeah, my opinion, I'm going to try and be biased about it, because as a Chelsea fan, I want you to have that surgery and relax yourself, kid. But from a neutral standpoint, I still would say the same. Come on, you're what, 18 years old, Estevao? Come on. Understand? You have so much years ahead of you. You can't miss this one. I know it. And listen, the same thing happened with Ronaldo with the actually healing of himself. He rushed into shit. Mbappe is doing the same thing, like rushing from his injury and getting injured again. Relax, heal up, If you miss it, you cry about it, but you get up and you know next time you'll be for contention without a doubt because you know your talent. There's no doubt you should be in that team, but for safety reasons, if you have to miss it out, miss it out. Don't overdo it, please. But then again, you can't really understand a football. They want to play football. It's just that's their thing. They want to play football. That's the passion of it. But right, here is a shout from me that I want to see here. This is John Stone. This is not no Chelsea link. There is no Chelsea name to it as yet. But David Ornstein is saying that John Stone's exit from Man City this summer is set to be announced next week. Mutual decision for a 31-year-old to go as a free agent when contract ends after a trophy-laden decade at MCFC. Interest expected from leading European clubs. He's a perfect one to come into this club. He has everything unlocked. He will unlock this defense, man. You can get Van Hecke if you want to, but John Stones with Levi Cole beside of him, marvelous. Come on, Chelsea, think about it. Think about it. And he's still in this, and he still can do a job. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Right, let's talk about more. Fabrice Hawkins going back to the manager shortlist. We've already had contact with Iraola so far. He's the first one I think that we contacted, like actually talked to. From Bournemouth, you watch Bournemouth. People watch Bournemouth. The style of play is good. He's a very common to physical and intensity he expects from his player. Semenyo basically confirmed my saying he expects a lot of running and of energy of and he's very tactical also. But I'm not really looking towards him also. I'm very biased. I know who I want as my manager, and I don't care if he's under another contract, even if he just signed the contract. I know who I want. I know who I want. And I have a second option also. And I have a third option also. Right. Let's go. Let's see more news. Here's another option I want. Xabi Alonso, former Real Madrid manager, is out of work, while Iraola has announced he will leave Bournemouth at the end of the season. We also have Cesc Fabregas, who is riding high in Como. That's coming from Matt Law. Those two are one of the people that I want to see at Chelsea. Those are my three. Okay, let me tell you my three. First, who I want, De Zerbi. I don't care if he's at Spurs. Spurs are going down. Poach him. I know he doesn't want to manage in the Championship. Don't let him fool you. You understand? Poach him. Get him. If not, Xabi Alonso. If not Xabi Alonso, Cesc Fabregas. Other from that, you decide what kind of foolish you want. But those are my three top picks. That's who I want. De Zerbi. If not De Zerbi, it's between Xabi Alonso or Fabregas. They're very close for me, to be honest. But De Zerbi is my pick. Without a doubt. But this is the end of the video, guys. Thank you guys for watching the video. It actually took a lot. I won't complain, but it actually took a lot for me to actually record this video. You'll be seeing this video tomorrow, the 23rd, on a Thursday. This is too late to post a video. It's currently 8:39. And I think everybody's asleep at this point, or close to being asleep. They don't want to talk about Chelsea right now. They want to talk about food to eat with their family. But this is the end for me, guys. Thank you guys for watching everything's Chelsea Central. We are all people. Thank you for the support. Ciao.